Recently, I came to do a Court of Appeal criminal session in Mbarara, and I was slightly taken aback by the number of cases of domestic violence in that particular session.
At least 35% of women worldwide have experienced some form of physical or sexual violence.
These days, people practice witchcraft, and very openly they tell you that what witchcraft can do for them.
United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees noted that children are the most affected, with 38% of murders of women committed by intimate partners. This has been evidenced in the Western region, where it has been noted that domestic violence is on the increase. Addressing women of excellency in Western region at Mbarara High School, Justice Catherine Bamugemereire said most of the violence occurs under the watch of neighbors.
Again, Mr. B was, beating his wife. The neighbor heard, and the brother heard, and they did nothing. And he continued beating. The children tried to help. They ran for help. By the time they came, the mother had died. So there were like 4 cases. And I kept saying, what has happened to us as a society? That we do not intervene and let someone die?
Bamugemereire said despite increasing cases of gender-based violence made against women, men are also suffering silently. Bamugemereire said the East African revival began from Western region, but some Christians have failed to adhere to the teachings of Christianity.
We must remember that we in this area of Western Uganda were the source of the East African revival. And therefore, Christianity has a very strong history here. And we need to go back to that Christianity that had responsibility, where people do not drink and just take things for granted, but care for one another, where people don't just care about wealth and more money and more, houses, but care about the soul of a person.
She called for economic empowerment of women to stop cases of gender-based violence.
The government of Uganda has a policy that wishes, let me call it wishes, because it's an aspiration to do away with domestic violence. But one of the things that is hindering this fight is that women are not economically empowered. So these groups like Women of Excellence are so important in helping us to get together, speak to one another, encourage each other to become economically independent, because that way we can negotiate our relationships better.
Sudat Kaye and Ambrose Muhumuza, UBC News.